Welcome back to a new video. Today we have as our guest, we have Jonathan Bowie, and as well as my friend and co-worker, Tiff Garby. So, hello, Jonathan, how are you?
Not too bad, Sophia.
Or what is your disability and diagnosis?
My disability is what is cerebral palsy, but in 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 its case, it's spastic cerebral palsy.
Uh,
Can you explain more about it?
Spastic cerebral palsy is kind of the doctor's term for muscle tightness, where certain muscles can get can get or can get very tight at for long for long periods of time. So basically, with with this degree of cerebral palsy that I have, because there's many different forms, I'm
mhm,
partially paralyzed from the waist down. I still have some use from the waist down, just not fully.
mhm.
Okay. And do you have to deal with some type of chronic pain or another chronic injury or stuff?
Not necessarily chronic pain, but it's like if I'm standing for long periods of time, my legs tend to shake, or balance issues. I do have balance issues that also kind of come along with it.
Do you use any mobility aids? If so, how do they help you?
I use
And
my
you have
manual
you
wheelchair.
always used them?
I use my manual wheelchair mostly in the community because it helps me get around the things on a much more faster pace.
Hmm.
But if I'm at home, if I'm at home, I just walk I just walk I just walk around because I really don't need need mobility aids that much.
So when you're
Hmm.
in your like it's a smaller space, you don't use the wheelchair.
Right, like I can give you if I can give you a couple of examples of that, Sophia. Like here at home, it's not as much area space like or for like out if I'm on about like places like doctor's offices, my job, the mall, places like that.
Yeah, you mean like bigger places.
Yeah, but there are times where like like my dentist office is a pretty small building and it's not very wheelchair friendly, but regardless, it's a pretty small building, which doesn't require me to do a lot of walking.
Oh, okay.
So it kind of depends on the situation, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense, kind of depending on where you are, right?
Yeah.
So, what are some of the struggles you face on a daily basis that are specifically, well, not related or not related? For example, physical, medical, mental, or anyone you wanna talk about.
You know, I can tell you this is more of a mental type of physical, mental type of thing I struggle with sometimes.
Mm.
It's like sometimes I don't mind needing help with certain things.
Hmm.
It's like sometimes when I'm trying to do something for myself and like people kind of think that I need assistance because they might think that I'm struggling with it. I sometimes appreciate if they ask first before before they before they kind of overthink. Okay, he might need help.
Like they get to you before you ask them for help. as I understand.
Mhm. Mhm.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes yes, or they'll just or about I would say about it's about a 50-50 if they'll ask. But most of the time, I'd like to try to do things on my own as much as possible until I kind of figure it out if I need assistance, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it totally makes sense.
What is a story that you could share about your disability or diagnosis? Might need to clarify this.
I think one major story that I can share
Okay.
with the others that are going through what we're going through is to not let whatever your disability is define you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that to me is one critical thing that us as individuals, what we're dealing with is we're letting people know that we're not letting our disability define us.
Mhm.
We find ways to do things just like everybody else. We just doing it in a different way.
Mhm.
True.
Very true.
And like we said, and we have talked with this with Tiff. No, is that we do the same thing as everyone, but just in a different way.
Mhm.
Understand what I'm saying? What I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes.
What is one thing you wish you could change about your disability or diagnosis, if there's something?
You know what? I was thinking about that when I was little, but then as I got older, I I realized that I've learned to take cards that I've been dealt and just make the best life that I can out of it. But if there was one thing I could change,
Mm.
yeah, that I would want to do is be able to at least learn, at least get a chance to walk straight. I mean, heck, it's not an easy thing for me to walk at my age like I am right now, but I'm making the best of it. And that's all I can do right
Right.
Yeah, just making the best of what you can. Tiff,
What is a misconception people have of your disability or diagnosis?
now. I kind of tagged on this a little bit earlier.
Mhm.
I think I'm gonna add on to it for this one. It's like it's people, especially when it's people that kind of just look at. They kind of look at the chair, but not the heart of the person that's in that chair.
yeah,
Yes. I
yeah,
just had a
so true,
conversation.
so true.
Yeah. I just had that conversation with a friend the other day, and she said the exact same thing. So I agree. If you
If you
receive,
receive negativity about your disability in public, how do you deal with it?
Repeat that one more time, Sophia.
Sorry, you wanted me to do it slowly. Sometimes I tend
No, no,
to.
no. It the first part of it, I could. The first part when the screen turned to you, the first part of it, I didn't hear because it just transferred. So you can repeat the question normally.
Okay. If you receive negativity about your disability in public, how do you deal with it?
And I'm talking as far as dealing with it on a public and everyday public basis. A lot of people are surprised with how are sometimes surprised with how I can handle getting around without much assistance.
Yeah, I
So
feel.
yeah,
Mhm.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry. Sorry. Sorry.
I do surprise. I kind of I kind of will I can well, I kind of want to just be able to prove to the public that I can do it. That's pretty much all there is to it.
Mhm.
Yeah, sometimes people they think that you can do most things, but
Mhm.
usually they get surprised when you can maybe stand up or use your chair on your own and stuff, things that we can do, but some people think that we can't do. You know what I mean?